Thank you, and welcome everyone. Now, for the next 5 minutes, I would like to talk to you about something that is happening on the quieter sidelines. Away from all the noise of politics that we are permanently hearing, the constant hum of Trump, inflation, taxes, and so on. Because while it may be a quiet development, I believe that it is one of the most important changes for us across the United Kingdom. And that is the extension of the vote to 16 and 17-year-olds that is about to become law. Now, this is a profound moment for a generation. And the question that everyone is asking is whether this is, well, a good idea or not. In order to answer this, I believe we need to look both at the past and the future. And together they will make the clear case that it is. But first, let's begin by refreshing our memories on Britain's path to full democracy, because it didn't just happen overnight. So, it all began in 1215 with the Magna Carta, marking the beginning of an arduous yet successful political journey. From then on, the monarchy never had total power, and the domination of the aristocracy became weaker and weaker. But at every turn, those in power, those involved, resisted strongly. And some things just don't change. The Third Great Reform Act of 1884 was probably the biggest step for male suffrage. It allowed about 60% of men over 21 to vote, and faced fierce opposition to opening up the system to the ill-educated, low-moraled, lower middle classes. All men finally got the vote in 1918. And even then, the idea that the lower orders would have an influence on an empire appalled many. And if this wasn't bad enough, women voting did really seem like a step too far for many. Well, many men, anyway. Most recently, in 1969, the voting age was dropped to 18. And, well, what did any 18-year-old know, said the London Times. But soon, this was also normal. And here we are again, on the next step of this journey. But this time, it's not the ill-educated men, it's not the nagging women, and it's not the know-nothing 18-year-olds. No, it's us, the 16-year-olds, simply too inexperienced to make a positive contribution. But as you can see, I certainly have history on my side. But history alone is not enough. There are two main reasons why I believe 16-year-olds voting is a good thing. I will show you not only why 16-year-olds should vote, but that it will be a positive addition. So, the American Revolution was defined by the phrase, no taxation without representation. And never was this more true than in this current situation. So, democracy is defined by society stakeholders having a role and a voice in a political system that represents them. So, in Britain, by the age of 16, people can work, pay taxes, start a family, and join the army. Therefore, the argument is simple. If you can start a family in a country, if you can pay tax in a country, if you can die for a country, you must be able to vote in that country. The point of democracy is to create a pathway for good government. Democracy is not an outcome, it is a road to an outcome. 16 and 17-year-olds have just as much of a right as 18-year-olds to walk this road. This generation is intelligent, informed, and engaged. They know that their futures depend on the decisions made today by their government. It is our generation who will face the consequences of climate change, who will fight to maintain our democracies, who will focus on reducing inequality and homelessness, and so many other issues that will be left to us by the past generation. Therefore, there is no question that the next election will benefit from their involvement in shaping the future of the next government. This generation knows about politics, talks about politics, and cares about politics. Thank you.